There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
Good.
Good.
Normal routine win. Goal difference now +4. We'll take that. Level on points with Chelsea. 6th in the league. Chelsea on 5th. Palace, we're a point behind them. They're 4th. We're 5 points off Villa, who are in 3rd. So,
like you said, yeah. Now we can actually look
it.
at the table, can't we? We can actually look at the table and go right up into 6th, up into the European spots. You just got to stay there now. We have to build on this too. It wasn't maybe the most prettiest performance at time, but it's a win. And what were we saying before kickoff? It's about results. Just get results. Get results on the board. It's meant to be the easiest 5 fixtures. We made a bit of a pig's ear of it, with the result against Everton, pulled it back against Palace, and then the result against West Ham. But I suppose now this is when context changes, because before, we were saying that it's like 1 win out of 5. But now you can go, actually, look, last 2 games, you got 2 wins, last 3 games, rather, 2 wins and a draw. You're not doing too bad. Like, it's just the context. What constantly changes things? Results. Got to get results. Get results, exactly. Get results.
Exactly. And this is the funny thing. Major Gain says, Flex on DR Sport, you said you weren't sure. Now you're talking about a routine win. Yeah, I'm talking about a routine win because we got one. And before, I wasn't sure we'd get one because of how we are. And at half-time, I wasn't sure if we'd get one. Why? Because it was 1-1. And we still allowed this team to score their first goal in 5 games. But what I will say is that if we look at the performance, I don't regret predicting it would be tight. I predicted we'd win 2-1. And it wouldn't be nice. But at the end of the day, the performance, if we look at the performance on the whole 90 minutes, created loads of chances. They had 1 chance and scored it. We had multiple chances and didn't score enough. But we still scored enough and dealt with them like we're supposed to. So
let's not pretend that loads of people were like, "Oh, it'll definitely be a routine win," because some of you are lying, If you're coming out here going, "Oh, I knew we would win 4-1," I knew that would be the case, because there was a lot of uncertainty, because we don't know this team. That's why you have to enjoy this now. Enjoy a 4-1 win. Enjoy a relaxing evening, second half certainly. But next Monday, we'll be nervous going into that game, going, we don't know what's Man United's going to show up, because we still don't know. We haven't learnt that much from this game, because we've done exactly what's expected of us. The times you learn from are those. Next game, Bournemouth at home, right? Can you do something you couldn't do last season? Those games, you learn from that. These ones, it's like, all right, we did what was expected of us. We got there in the end after a bit of a stumble. But it's not like now I've got loads of faith now. That's
what you can do during this game. During this game, you can say it was a bit of a stumble. Like, it was a blip within the game. That's what we can within the game, not us as a team, as a whole setup. But it was a blip within the game. So we proved that, because what we could have done is like you talk about the Bozo gene, 1-1 half-time against a team who, are the worst in the league. We have a tendency, potentially, to come out there, do stupid shit, passing's not crisp, not looking after the ball, make mistakes, and give them more encouragement. But as soon as we kicked off in the second half, or they kicked off, whatever it was, that was it. We just took the reins back again to say, sorry about that stupid goal we just conceded. Let's get back to it. So I'll give them praise for that.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, and certainly second half, they're a better team, deserved to win. I didn't even necessarily know that Ruben would have had to have changed it that much at halftime. He probably didn't. He probably just said, "Look, if you keep making those chances, you'll win."
Yeah,
because they're rubbish. They're poor. I think it's just can't get too high about it, because it's just still like, this is when we do ourselves a disservice. Like, if we're puffing out our chest with this and going like, see, everything's fine. It's like, okay, let's take it steady. We've got more to prove. It's clearly a very long season ahead, because it's a very long 90 minutes ahead every time we play. So, then if we slip up in the next game, it'll be crash out again. Then we might win a game that we're not expected to win, like when we did at Palace or whatever. So it's still very, very up and down. But what we can't talk out both sides of our mouth, in the sense of what have we asked for? Results. Just get results. Get results. Hopefully, performances come later. But look, results. Last The game against West Ham wasn't necessarily a result, but tell you what, got a result at Crystal Palace. You know, suddenly then if the point is not great against West Ham, but it's not a loss. It's an extra point on the board. You got a win here. As long as we've said before, as long as you can stay in and around that conversation of the sort of European spots, you'll be okay. I would much rather us look forward to that Bournemouth game going, well, I don't know what to expect, but at least we're coming off a victory as opposed to, we couldn't even beat Wolves. You know, at least we can go, well, we won that game. We're doing all right in the table. It does take a little bit of pressure off Amorim, because if the season ended today and we finished 6th, we take that probably. I'll tell you what, that's not too bad. So, you know, we got what we asked for this evening. Maybe not in the form that you would have wanted it initially, but we got what we asked for. So you can't ask for too much more than that.
You can't ask for too much more. And it also, like this game, we don't learn anything. Like we don't. It's different.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's not big takeaways there.
There's not big takeaways. It's get in there, get your points, get out, and move on. And then you can see if you can learn something against Bournemouth. And the truth is, we don't learn anything against this side game by game, innit? Because it changes so much. You know, Bournemouth are a very good team. They've been on not a great run recently, like they were.
That's so true. That's so true, isn't it? Actually, because we never will learn anything, because we can go to Crystal Palace, who are 4th in the league, beat them on their own patch, and go, right, I tell you what, it's pretty good, and then draw against a West Ham team that are 18th and go, okay, yes, we didn't really learn, actually. The only thing we've learned is still to expect the unexpected, because
we also learned that we're very inconsistent
on the table. Yeah, exactly.
Very inconsistent.
That's what the takeaway is that, and you know, takeaway, I suppose a positive takeaway from this game is earlier on in the season when we were creating chances, scoring goals, like this team can score goals. This team can create chances, which will always help you. If you're in the position to create chances, score goals, you're more likely to win matches. Maybe the frustrating part of that comes into like, against Everton, against West Ham, God, can you create some of those chances against them at home? So actually, next up, I guess we're kind of due like a big performance at home. We need a sort of big home performance. We haven't had that in a little while, have we? You know, that sort of big result at home. I say big, but you know what I mean? Something to really build upon. So yeah, I mean, there's things to complain about. Like we said before, there's things to criticize Ruben Amorim about, and there's been stuff in this game. But one thing you shouldn't criticize him for is winning games. So if you're going to win games...
We won 4-1. As long as no one's doing gymnastics, acting like you say, everyone sit down, 4-1, our biggest win of the season.
There will be.
And all this stuff.
There will be.
Yeah, and that's fine. So that's fine. Those people can stay. I don't get on with those people. But it's just about talking about it, you know, logically. What are you saying, DJ, and what are you seeing tonight?
You know what? It's part of kind of what I expected. You know, we can go to teams and beat them, but then, you know, we could easily draw against teams that we shouldn't. We could beat teams that we should. We could beat teams that we shouldn't. It's so inconsistent. Nothing really surprises me anymore. I think when they equalized, again, wasn't surprised. Called it from the jump. The only difference was that we're actually playing a really, really shit team. If they were half decent, they may have given us problems. But you know what? That aside, we've got the win. 3 points is what matters. That's what Ruben Amorim is going to be judged on by the end of the season, is how many points you've got in the bank. Performances, can put them to the side for now. We just need to make sure that we finish respectably in the league, get into those Champions League positions, because that's what the goal is. And so 4-1, decent scoreline. Again, context is everything. But for the positive ones out there, yeah, we won 4-1. Brilliant performance. Brilliant. So,
yeah.
Couple of super chats here. Matt says, forward, hold that, Owen. It's nothing personal. Apparently, we have to call you out more often. That is true. Someone said that earlier on in the chat. They said, I don't get called out enough. And I was like, I feel like I do, you know?
Yeah, well,
we all do.
Keep calling him out. Do it. Oh, look, it's Mason Mount's doing the interview. You got that wrong as well, Owen. You're fraud. You said it would still be Bruno. Look at that. It's Mason Mount, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Hold that. Mason Mount's got the headphones in. Camille says, flattering scoreline, need players in Jan. Vincent says, crazy head loss at halftime. It's easy to say when you go on and win the game, isn't it? You know what I mean?
That's what we've done against
I feel like, and also that's like sort of suggesting that this team, that the head loss is justified at halftime because you know the team. No one trusts the team. Oh, we'll go out there, we'll score 3 goals second half. When have we done that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What evidence does that suggest that? Lucas Bidman for 41 months says, good win, no corner turn, just points on the board. And let's enjoy the win and enjoy the downfall of Liverpool. For once, we are not always in crisis. That is very, very true. I tell you what, that might be sort of Super Arch members chat of the day. Super Arch says these low tier games are the most scariest. RK says 1 win for the month is done. Question, would you take 1 win and a draw from the next 3, being Bournemouth, Villa and Newcastle? Our midfield against Villa and Newcastle, Lord help us.
1 win and 1 draw. What?
I'm assuming the sort of, because what's the form in the last 4 has been what? It's been a loss, win, draw, win. The height of inconsistency, hasn't it? Exactly. Actually, I agree. I don't know. No, I'd want more points on the board, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
yes.
We need it. Like, I mean, Villa going to be super hard. Newcastle at home, super hard. Bournemouth at home, hard. Like, that's our next 3, innit? Yeah, this is why. Just take these points here, and let's get going.
Enjoy these points, man.
Sidano says Newcastle's at home. Why can't we win that? We can win that. We'll beat Chelsea at home. We can if they turn up and give a performance, but it won't be easy.
It could be like, again, all these teams we can show we can beat, but like you said, those games coming up, Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle, that's also why, again, enjoy the
Villa. I'll take a draw. Take a draw.
But like I said, it's not the gotcha that some will think it is. Well, we won 4-1, so you were wrong. It's like, let's see what happens in these games coming up, because by the averages this season, at least one of them, they will be quiet. You know what I mean? Because look at our form. I hope not. I hope they come back and say, hold that, we won all of them, and we're on this massive run, and Frank's close to a haircut. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Shenanigan says only City have scored 4 against this Wolves, and our XG of 4.1 was by far the highest against Wolves this season. We should have scored 8. Reba says nice to see the happy faces of fans, and C1 Chaos says a win without Ugarte. Evil Owen wrong again. James likes Ugarte, doesn't he? It's a bit.
He does.
Yeah.
He
enjoys the Ugarte hype. You know. I'm just thank God, because this otherwise it would have been a nasty week. It would have been a nasty week. It'd been a rough week.
At least now, just kick back until we got to get nervous for the next game.
Yeah.
In the end, total domination.
Says notice no one mentions Rasmus Brace after our win. That's always the way, isn't it? You don't, like I said, you don't talk. Like, let's say, like, obviously, I know Cobby came on and got minutes, but the conversation about him isn't as intense when you win 4-1, is it? Because you won. You can't argue against it. You can't go, oh, see, we were really missing Cobby today. No, we won 4-1. It worked out well, Yeah. So
yes, no one talks about
it. But it's only when you're not winning games or you're not getting points on the board that people want something different, because what you're getting isn't working. But when it is working, when you do win, you can't argue against it, can you? Because you can't criticize winning and getting results. So, yes, we can go to sleep happy.
I'm happy for Mason Mount. Happy for him. Aiden Heaven played well as well. I liked what he did.
Yep.
That's a positive. Of course, again, opposition and that, but no, he played well after coming off at halftime against West Ham. I thought Martinez. Don't really need to judge his performance or anything. It's meat and drink, nothing to do. But it's positive that he's got more minutes in the tank. We need to build him up. Who else? What was going on today in Bumo? Good that he got a goal. At times wasn't playing great, but just get on the score sheet. Cunha, Mateus. He's getting into positions, and we know there's quality there. It just feels a bit nonchalant. It just feels a bit cutting edge, just not there. He was unlucky with the one off the line, to be fair.
Ahmad played okay. Some glimpses of, creativity there. But again, I think it's just that end product today wasn't all there. I think he's a little bit indecisive in the final third.
Yeah, I need a little bit more from him. Dallo, pretty good today.
Yeah.
Ahmad, a couple of moments.
But it's like I said, this is where it's interesting, is because, like you said, so Ahmad said okay, overran it quite a few times. Even Cunha didn't have the best game. But if you win, you can overlook that. You know what I mean? You can go, hey, bad
Exactly.
game. You know what I mean? You have
Who's
a
the man of
bad
the match
game.
was Bruno
You know
or
what I mean?
Mason Mount?
You know
Which
what I
one?
mean? Yeah, you go, oh, I don't know, overlook that. If you don't win the game, then you go, Ahmad, you can't keep doing that. Or Cunha, we got a big Cunha conversation. Now you could have the conversation, but it's not as intense as it had to be, you know, previously. Now it can be, you know, because it would be interesting to see what he does do for the Bournemouth game now coming up, because you win 4-1 to keep that same. Yeah, did you keep that same team, or do you go actually? Cunha, maybe you go to the bench. Maybe Xerxes does come back in.
No, I don't think you bring him back in for Bournemouth.
Or do you think
Cunha.
he keeps the same? Do you think he keeps the same?
I think he keeps Cunha up front and just that same front three. Yeah, keep Ahmad where he is. Obviously,
try to keep some continuity, man. Need some continuity.
And then if De Ligt's back, no, he'll put him back in. They put him back in. Bournemouth are no joke, man. You can't fuck around with them. But if he's not fit, then he might trust it.
Would you pick Heaven over Yoro again, or Heaven over Martinez?
Yeah, I still don't think he'll start him yet.
It's a full week.
Yeah, true. And he's been playing now. We played 20 minutes tonight?
Yeah.
Could he get his first start?
And it's not like Ruben not to sub centre backs as well. So even if he starts the game, doesn't mean he'll play the full game.
True. Well, we got options. I think Heaven's got his confidence up as well. And like you said, apart from that yellow card against Shower Bowen, he actually did all right. Done all right today, meet and drink against a poor Wolves team. And then you've got options with what you want to do with Martinez. So yeah,
I think the one concern you would probably have coming out of this, in addition to obviously overall play at different points, the one concern is we're still, even against the worst teams, we're still leaking goals. We still can't get that clean sheet.
This should have been an easy clean sheet.
This should have been the one, because the only thing Lommans has had to do today is pick the ball out of his net. He hasn't had to make any saves or anything like that. So it would still be that thing of just like, you can't keep leaking goals.
That's a good ball against teams. To be fair,
against teams like Wolves, obviously you'll get a ton of chances. You'll get it back. In the bigger games, you can't keep leaking those kind of, those kind of. Well, I want to see Lommans get some clean sheets. Deserves to get some clean sheets.
Yeah, no, he does. I was just saying, Cunha forgot he actually did play that pass into Dallo so that Dallo could just square it. Which was good. There you go. All right, guys, big up. We got the win. That's what we want to see. Yep. Positive. Morning View tomorrow will be positive. Plus any other news that's out there. So we'll take a look at it. And we just did what was meant to do. Routine win against Wolves, which I didn't think it was. So I'm very happy I was wrong. I thought it'd be 2-1, ugly, tight.
How dare you?
Hold that.
Don't you dare.
Be one.
Don't doubt this team. Don't doubt this team. Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at you spreading you. I tell you what, Flex, your voice carries a long way. You should be more careful with it. You should be more careful with your voice.
Power in the voice, bro. Careful. Power in the voice. Don't say what you see. It's not a catchphrase.
Yeah. Do not. I tell you what, Flex. Yeah. Do not share your opinion. I don't want to hear it. Okay. No.
Fake fan, mate. Big up, DJ. Exactly. Big up to you, bro.
Big up, man.
Big up, pleasure, man. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Big up, Owen. We'll see you tomorrow morning for a very positive morning view. Unless anything bad happens after the game and someone says something in the mixer and throws the team under the bus. We're out of it. Take care.